Delmarva Today with Don Rush.
The lineup of local talent for the Maryland Folk Festival is now out. You're listening to Delmarva Today. The groups range from soul and blues to R&B pop. And in our studio this afternoon is Caroline O'Hare. She's a local manager of the festival. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me back.
So, well, first of all, how is it going? You getting things up and running and volunteers out there?
Yeah, it's a fast-moving train. We actually just closed applications for the poster challenge. We had over almost 50 submissions, and so we're going to post the top 10 soon for folks to vote on. We have our volunteer slots open for people to volunteer, so I hope people will. And we're just rolling out artists one after the other, and I'm very excited that we get to talk about the Salisbury University local stage today.
So tell me then a little bit about the local stage overall. How did you come to pick out some of the people that you have?
Sure. We are very excited that Salisbury University and the Fulton School of Liberal Arts gave us their support financially and obviously their support and guidance with the Performers Committee. And as the Performers Committee met, we knew that we wanted to highlight and showcase not only national acts at the festival, but also the talent that we see on the Eastern Shore, and we wanted to have a special stage just for them. So the Salisbury University local stage will have an assortment of artists from blues to hip-hop to folk rock to jam. It should be a lot of fun.
So, well, let's start off. We have Lauren Glick, who actually resides from Ocean City.
Yep, she's Ocean City, has a little roots in Salisbury. She's got this really great blues rock fusion sound going on, and her vocals just take center stage.
So, in terms of like what draws you to her, because she's been compared to Jazz Toplin, Grace Slick, that kind of thing. She has this sort of overwhelming voice.
Yeah, she's sort of mesmerizing, isn't she? When the Performers Committee met, her name came up right away. They're like, we got to see if Lauren's available. We would love for her to be on this stage.
Well, let's hear a little of it.
Don't tell me that you love me. It's a lie. Don't tell me that you trust me. You'd have to redefine what you call love and trust. This ain't enough all the time. Boy, you better think about me and all your questions, babe, 'cause they don't add up all the time.
So what strikes you? But there's this. She at one chord. She's like really low and sort of salty, I guess is a word.
I like that word, salty.
Salty, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many layers there, and it just draws you in. She's been around, and I feel like that experience and those connections that she's made over the years with music. She's opened up for the Beach Boys, for Cheap Trick, for America. She's played all over. She's been at the Freeman Stage and Sunfest and Springfest. She has this following, and it's because the audience is just drawn into her sound.
And then we have, of course, the Lowercase Blues.
Yes. They're a fun blues jam band. They come from Rehoboth Beach, but they play all over. They got such a funky sound. They're a lot of fun. They're going to bring the party definitely to the local stage.
What kind of sound do they have there?
Well, they've sort of got that.
Because it says like blues and jam kind of.
It's a blues jam. It's sort of like a funky, like if you're having like a beer on the beach and you're just grooving and listening to some fun music, and it's just sort of a party jam sound.
A little of it.
Sitting at these traffic lights, and everyone is red. Thoughts of you, the things you do, are dancing in my head. The sun goes down. Gonna be there soon. Gonna be there soon. I'm gonna be there soon.
Now, I understand that they met in high school.
They did, and they have been on the scene since 2003. They play traditional blues and that sort of modern funky style of music, but they have been going strong, and they have got a very large following. When we announced Lowercase Blues, people sort of flipped out a little bit, so that I'm great. I'm so excited that they can be with us, and I'm excited to have them bring the party to the folk festival.
So it means it has a very heavy beat to it, a very kind of, I don't want to go and dance to it particularly, but it certainly, it certainly gets to it.
Yeah, it's definitely like head bobbing, sort of funky, like fun music. Sort of reminds me of Blues Travelers a little bit, and just sort of, it's just good music.
And also then, of course, we have Marley, sort of contemporary R&B pop.
Yeah,
Grew up in Salisbury.
Yeah, he is part of Salisbury. He's bringing a good amount of musicians with him. He pairs elements of R&B with pop and sort of infuses a bit of hip hop in there as well.
So, what kind of influences do you see then? And because I guess there's some reference to like Eminem and Jay-Z, that's one of the things that they kind of like pull from, I guess.
Yeah, I mean Lupe Fiasco and all those folks. He's got a heavy singer-songwriter thing to him. He's got there's definitely depth to his lyrics, and there's that influence of hip hop, like you mentioned with Jay-Z and Eminem. But he's got this really gorgeous contemporary R&B sound that just sort of mix it in and adds those layers that makes him sort of electric to listen to.
Well, I'll hear a little bit of it.
Now you're the only one I want to talk to. I hear you doing better, whatever, but I've been doing fine. I know we ain't together, whatever, I'm still on your mind. Yeah, I'm still on your mind. Say I'm to blame, I'm ashamed. You think I wouldn't change for you?
So I want to turn to a group, the Red Letter Day, with Susan Mallow. She's been writing for a long time. First, tell me a little bit about what attracted you to it, and then we'll bring her in.
Well, when we talked about having local artists or artists that are familiar with the region, a few names came up. I mentioned how Lauren Glick, that we have to have Lauren. Another group was Red Letter Day. That was 100%, and they've been playing and performing for, I think it was 20, 30 years, having a great time. I know that they were sort of a must-have at the festival, and we're so lucky that they agreed to perform. Because,
well, I guess it's in such demand.
Well, no, we're a free festival,
right,
so we have to be very conscientious with our budget, and they were very kind to agree to perform. I mean, they've bring so much talent and so much fun and folk rock to the stage. So I'm so happy they're going to be with us.
Suzanne, why don't you come in with us here a bit? And wanted to ask you then a little bit about how did your band get started? What was the inspiration for it?
Well, let's see. I was a UPS driver for the downtown plaza.
Inspire a lot of
After
songs.
I graduated from college with a degree, but a lot of UPS drivers do have degrees and master's degrees, actually. But always had been performing ever since I was junior high, in my dad's church and everything like that. So that's where it came from, and I decided I was writing, and I wanted to set a goal to leave UPS. I did. In the meantime, I met Owen Hooks, who was the original member, and Andrea Jones, original member, and along with other people too, we had a fuller sound. But the three of us emerged, and then Andrea and I went on to carry on the Red Letter Day name as Owen pursued being a writer and book publisher, and very talented guy too. And AJ and I then combined with Colleen Clark, who's been performing with us, and Becca Dowdy when she's in town. will always sit in with us on drums too. She's in New Orleans now, and playing with quite a few artists down there.
So tell me about the name. What's the significance of the name?
Red Letter Day, important day on the calendar. And our first album, just had a reference to the Scarlet Letter, those who are outcasts, and we did a lot of songs about, being outcast and how to deal with that and move forward. And so that's kind of where that came from. We landed on Red Letter Day after going through about 3,000 names.
Was it hard? Was it hard to come up with one, or was it easy?
It wasn't that hard. It's like you'd say them,
right?
Say them on a mic,
right? And see whether
and now introducing Red Letter Day. Right. And finally, we decided that one sounds great. It stands for what we are. Important day on the calendar, and so we've had several other Red Letter Days try to buy our domain name, which was but we held on to it, even though we don't have anything up right now. But
So in terms of, by the way, how would you describe your music? What is it? What are you trying to say, and what is it like?
I'm going to say this very carefully, since we're on the air. Singing, grooving, folkin', rockin'.
Okay.
That was actually a phrase that a friend of ours that we've met when we traveled nationally from Arkansas used to say, y'all are just singing, grooving, and folkin' rockin'. So it became part of our catchphrase.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of music do you see it as? I mean, does it harken to any particular genre, or?
We're cross-genre.
Cross-genre?
Yeah, we really, I was told one time by one person to stay in one genre, and I just couldn't do it. Maybe it's being ADHD or something like that. I just had to focus on so many different things. But I just feel like, as a result, we bring a familiarity to every show that people can identify with. So.
What kind of subjects do your songs take on? I mean, we obviously have traditional love songs, that sort of thing. But what kind of range do you have in terms of the kinds of songs you have?
Well, there's songs that, I look at every song as being a patchwork quilt. There could be my experience in there, but there's the experiences of others that I kind of weave together into the songwriting. There's a song I remember that I'd written called Salvador after being influenced by one of the paintings of Salvador Dali. It was called The Disintegration and Persistence of Memory. And it was, about a time of confusion in his life. And then relating that into, things with my life and the lives of others, too. It's really personal. I try to touch a personal and also not a religious, but a spiritual. I grew up playing a lot of gospel-influenced type of music. I love it, but the music is more now about reaching deep within to find that part of us, a well of faith, that whatever that faith is, that life is going to be okay, that there is a light somewhere out there at the end of a tunnel, no matter what you're going through, and that no matter what happens, we're all going to be okay.
So what is it like for you to be on stage? I mean, for about 30 years plus, certainly with the group, I guess it is. What is that like, being up there, singing your songs?
I can be dead tired, but for some reason, I can walk on stage and just become a different person. I think I'm a little bit of a loudmouth on stage.
No, not really.
I don't know. It's just like a different persona comes out. And it's just... it's really, when I'm on stage, if there's somebody else working sound and monitors, I'm so happy I don't have to do that and perform. So then it becomes even more enhanced, I think, because my brain is completely in the stage moment. And my performance is completely in the stage moment and not just like, I need to fix that monitor that's about to feedback. Basically being on stage, I enjoy it. I love connecting with people. My goal is to be able to, no matter how... we've played in front of, in Atlanta, huge festivals, in front of they guessed it guesstimated it was close to 300,000. I don't know if it was that many that day, but it was like between, it was at least 200,000. It was huge. Down to, I've played in front of 3 people, just like Sting and the Police did in New York City one time. I've never forgotten that. But it's the same show. It will be the same show no matter how many people are there. And the goal is to connect with people musically and to share something that feels so intimate and personal to me with someone else.
What is the difference? Because there must be some difference in terms of like when you're there with a large number of people, right? As opposed to, say, a smaller group where you can actually see the people, you can actually connect. I mean, there must be a bit different.
In a smaller, more intimate setting, yes, you can get more conversational. You can get more and conversational on a lower level, not the big
right.
And can really, I think that connection becomes even stronger in those intimate settings. And that's why a lot of people nowadays with music really do look for intimate venues. They like that feeling. The larger venues are you're bigger on stage, but it's a bigger venue and people are there for a bigger thing. It's like being a part of something. Yeah. I think the larger, bigger festival venues too, it's about being a part for the audience, being a part of something big. Whereas when the intimate venues, it's about that connection that becomes even stronger.
It's more of an individual thing.
More of an individual thing, yes.
Mass. So it's a dream of every musician to play to some giant audience and with the lights and the rest of it. Is that a dream come true, or what is that like? Or did you ever aspire to that?
Yeah, it's always nice to have those settings.
Yeah.
And then it's also nice to have, because many of the smaller venues nowadays with technology, I'm blown away by some of the small venues that are incorporating hazing in with lighting, not hazing, but haze with lighting.
Yeah.
And Ableton Live video behind the artist. I was just recently up in Baltimore seeing my niece perform at Zen West, and it's a small venue, but I was blown away by what they put into that venue. And I think more and more you're going to start seeing that with smaller venues too, that, with technology, things are becoming more accessible to really create the experience and the environment for a show. So.
Well, let's hear a little of you.
I've got 4 bowls of color in my heart for you. Red, yellow, blue, and verdant green. I've got 4 bowls of color in my heart for you.
So I want to turn on to Patience. Calum, tell me a little bit about this particular performer.
Sure. Calum, better known as Cal Toner. She's from Ocean City. She is a mere 16 years old, and she's been playing, I believe, since she was about 3. But she has this a voice from another time. She's got this soulful folk voice, this gorgeous sort of floating in warm water type of voice that I think is really going to make people sort of look up and be like, what's that? Who's that? So we're very excited that Cal can be on the stage.
So what's the origins? Does it come from here, from Salisbury? What do we know?
She's from Ocean City, but she's played all over. She's also performed in front of some rather large groups when she was banned. But a few years ago, she decided. She's 16. A few years ago, she decided to go solo, and she's been igniting audiences with her energy and her voice, and I'm very excited for her.
In terms, by the way, of being 16, I mean, that's pretty young. I mean, that's a remarkable kind of talent.
It is, but I think, I was talking to Susanna a while ago. We have another artist that's coming that's also of younger age. There are certain artists that start young, and you can see the way they hold themselves, the way they perform. This is what they're going to be doing for their entire life. So this is, she may be young, but she has an old soul, and I hope people enjoy her.
Okay, let's hear a little bit.
Lights are on, but nobody's home. I thought that we were already grown. situation. I try to be fine, but all you do is whine.
And then we have Cigarette Blues. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yep, that's a song by Chris English. Chris English is going to be performing solo on Saturday, and then he'll be performing with his son Grayson on Sunday, and band member bringing in some drums. He is old school blues. His voice makes you think that you're in some sort of honky tonk somewhere decades ago, and he's just got this raw sort of wonderful voice that oh my goodness, I'm excited to have him here. He has represented the Washington Blues Society, and he's been he plays all over, and I'm so happy that he's joining us. And I know that when Chris English was announced, there was a lot of folks were very happy that he gets to take the stage for thousands of folks.
So what, as a matter of fact, where does he come from? Where does he come from?
Chris is based in Salisbury, Maryland, but he's performed all over. In fact, he actually is part of the Salisbury University faculty. He's written books and done lectures on the blues, the roots of rock and roll, or folk songs of social change in America. He is known all over the Eastern Shore and beyond, and he's going to have a lot of fun when he comes to the Folk Festival.
Let's take a little.
Well, I call you my little cigarette. I'm addicted to your love, yeah. I call you my cigarette. I'm addicted to your love, yeah. If I could only quit you, how I thank the Lord above.
So it reminds me, I mean, a lot of the blues players, I mean, particularly Josh White was one that I remember fondly, but there's a lot of that sort of
He's got a
really
buddy
down
guy.
home kind of thing.
Yeah, he's got a buddy guy feel. He's got that sort of old, Jelly Roll Morton sort of feel to him.
Right.
He's, I love listening to him. He's great.
And finally, we have Jerome Riley.
Jerome Kelly and band are going to be playing. We also have another artist after that, but we have Jerome Kelly. He is bringing a wonderful group of talented vocalists and musicians to join him on stage. He's a mix of soul and rock and R&B, and his whole message is that of unity, love, acceptance, transparency. He's has a gorgeous message, a gorgeous sound, and that's going to be a very full stage. He's bringing a lot of people.
An awful lot of people. How would you characterize the music? What would you think?
A lot of R&B and soul, I would say, but he's got a little bit of rock in there, so he's all over. But it's just a gorgeous, positive message that he brings.
Mm-hmm. Hear a little.
I should've listened when my heart felt your distance, 'cause now you're not here. And I swore I could fix it, but there was something I was missing. So what you gonna do when change becomes fear? Could I throw it all away? Or find the perfect thing to make you stay? If you leave me, you'll be leaving the best thing you ever had. When you needed me, I was there for you, babe. I had your back.
And finally, we have C-Mac.
C-Mac, yeah, we have our the incredible C-Mac coming to the local stage. He was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, but he is a Salisbury resident. His name is Charlie Makoa, but he goes by C-Mac. He has hip hop with infusions of R&B, and he'll also bring a lot of fun to the stage. He has sort of a unique voice. I was able to go to his listening party for Rose-Colored Glasses. I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. It's got this incredible versatility to it. He's got this R&B sound, but there's a lot of truth with his words and his hip hop. So he'll be, I think, a favorite when he takes the stage.
So, and this is going to be over the 2 or 3 days that spread across?
Yeah, local stage will be running on Saturday and Sunday, and it will be on the plaza. So if you head on down there, not only will you be able to get great food from Roadies, from Mayabella's, or from sushi, or there's a whole host of folks down there, but you'll also be able to do some shopping and get to see incredible bands on the Salisbury University local stage.
So in terms, by the way, of how the festival is going, are you impressed by this lineup that you have? I mean, there's a lot of people there.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of artists. I mean, it's on the shore.
And there's more coming.
Yes.
We have more rolling out next week, and then we also have our whole folk life program. That includes the folk life stage performers as well as the folk life demonstrators. We have also, I think, 26 artisans in the festival marketplace. We have, I'm so proud of all the work that everyone's done to put this together, and I know this is going to be a spectacular event.
So, so we got a number. Have any sense about how many more groups you're going to have locally, or?
Locally, we've announced the local stage, and that is that.
And that's
so
that. Okay.
We're there. We have, I think, 4 or 5 more artists to announce for the other stages, and then we'll have, I think, 10 artists for folk life stage and 10 demonstrators for the folk life demonstration area.
Okay, so preparations are going forward and
full steam ahead.
Okay. We were speaking with the local manager of this festival, which is Caroline O'Hare, and we appreciate you stopping by, and no doubt we will talk to you again.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to Delmarva Today. This is Don Rush.
Delmarva Today with Don Rush.